So in the earlier video, we have seen about periodic excitation, periodic general excitation. So we have splitted our solution in three terms. We had a constant, we had terms which are coming from cost, we have terms coming from sine, and later as per the given forcing function, we can individually find the solution and add the solution, and we'll have the answer to the final solution, final given forcing function, which was combination of multiple terms. So now let's come to non-periodic excitation. So in periodic excitation, we have ignored the transient response. That was the response which was coming just after the start of excitation. So over there, we can have some unknown excitation, some transient excitation, transient response, which will die out in very small time. And later, because of the force, because of the periodic force, the later part will have a very repetitive cycles of the response. So we can split any response in terms of two addition of two responses. First is the transient response, and second is just steady state response. So the transient response comes from the homogeneous solution. That means that whatever given system we have is equated to zero. So that means that there is no force. That this is a representation of a homogeneous solution. And when we have steady state, that means that it is going to be non-changing with time. As the time passes away, the response is going to be periodic, or it is not going to change with time. So we say that as a steady state solution or particular solution, and this is a resultant of a forcing function. So forcing function means in terms of matrices, if we want to write, these are very useful. We can write MATLAB codes or any type of codes which relate to matrices, and the solutions become very easy for us. So let's say we have a xn is equal to 0, where xn is the null space, and this represents null space solution. And then we have axc is equal to b, which is column space solution. And when we combine them, we can get ax is equal to b. So if we add them, we'll have axn plus axc is equal to b. So axn is equal to 0. This null space part is a part of solution. That is the homogeneous part of the solution. And we can add that homogeneous part of solution to any type of response without making any difference to the solution, because the right hand side is 0. So the small change, because which is coming due to transient response, is coming for a very small interval of time, and major interval of time for the response is defined by the steady state solution or the particular solution. So it is not going to make any change to the solution. So we can consider the transient part of solution uh, for solution of equation of motion. So we can use only the transient part of the equation of motion, which we have derived. So what is the equation of motion? Though this is the equation of motion in general, which is written in terms of periodic functions and a constant function. So I am just combining them. So this was the resultant equation after combination, and we can write xn plus xc is equal to a common x. And what does that mean is we are making taking some differential operator. We are taking some operator on the x transient part, and that is going to be equal to 0. So the differential operator is representative of x dot and x double dot over here. So that differential operator takes into account, so you can have multiple ways of operating on the x transient part. So that's how we can split the solution and find individual solution and add them in later, and we'll have the final solution without any ambiguity. In the next video, we'll start with the impulse excitation.